Hello everyone. So in this session we will discuss about biodiversity hotspots of India. What is biodiversity? The term biodiversity refers to the biological diversity to variety of life on the earth. So biodiversity is the existence of a wide variety of plant and animal species living in their natural environment. It includes not only species we consider rare and threatened or endangered species, but also every living things from human to organisms. We know little about the microbes, fungi, and invertebrates. This concept recognizes that human use, knowledge, and belief influence, and in turn are influenced by the ecological system. So this relationship makes all of the biodiversity, including species, land, and seascapes, cultural links to the places where we live. It reflects the number of different organisms and their relative frequencies in ecological system. It also includes organization of the organisms and many different changes in the level ranging from complete ecosystem to chemical components that form the molecular basis of the heredity. All life forms that make up the biodiversity, including humans, are ultimately connected to all the other life forms and to their physical environment. Connections among living and non living elements keep the environment functioning and healthy. Because the biodiversity represents the interconnections of all the things, the effects of some causes can be surprising. Species can cause changes in environment condition and vice versa, leading to the changes in the carrying capacity for themselves and for the other species. So coming to the concept of the biodiversity, India covers only about 2.4% of the total land area on the earth surface. India covers only 2.4% of total land area of the earth surfaces, and the known biological diversity of India contributes about 8% of the biological diversity. According to the present data, India has a rich and varied flora and fauna, and it holds the 10th position in the world and the 4th position in plants diversity in Asia. So the biodiversity, it is divided into three types: species diversity, genetic diversity, and ecological diversity. The first one, that is species diversity. So species diversity is defined as the variety of different species of living forms in the given area. So it is the variety of different species of living forms in given area. A species is basically a group of organisms that genetically similar and can be interbred to produce the fertile offsprings. So India has about 2 lakh species of living organisms. Of total species described, out of this many are endemic to India. The second one, that is genetic diversity. Genetic diversity is defined as the variation at the level of individual genes or the heritable variation within and between population of the organisms. The more diversity, the better chance of variation, because at least some of individuals would have a variant that is suited for new environment. Example, farmer cultivates several varieties of rice, potatoes, apples, each having its own valuable character. Similarly, we find different varieties in the humans and animals. The third one, that is ecological diversity or ecosystem diversity. Ecosystem is a collection of living and non-living organisms and their interconnections with each other. It refers to the variation in plants and animal species living together and connected by the food chains and food webs. Example, sun's radiant energy is converted into chemical energy by the plants, and it's ultimate source of energy for all the ecosystem. What is the value of biodiversity? Coming to the importance of the biodiversity. Biodiversity is known for its multiple benefits, but it has the three main benefits commonly cited for the preservation of the biodiversity are economic importance, ecological importance, as well as the ethical. Okay, economic benefits. Some of the most significant economic benefits associated with the biodiversity are food, agriculture, medicine, and industry. Food, all our food comes from the plants and animals. And in agriculture, the biodiversity is important from the agricultural point of view, because the genetic material of wild plants is used to produce better strains of crops with superior yield. Coming to the medicines, today's synthetic drugs owe their origin to plants. Medicinal plants are a great demand in the modern pharmaceutical industries. Indigenous people are receiving economic benefits of this ecological knowledge and biodiversity which they conserve. Coming to the industry benefits, there is an ever increasing industrial demand for the woods and uh, shelter utilization, fuels, etc., are the economic importance of the biodiversity. So here you can see which plants are used, and what plants parts are used for the treatments of the diseases. Example, tulsi. In tulsi, the leaves are used for the cold and cough part. Okay, so jambul, it is its bark is used for the treatment of throat and asthma. Neem, all the parts of the plants are used for the skin diseases and antiseptic treatments. Ravulfia, that is known as sarpagandha, its roots are used for the blood pressure and heart diseases. Cinchona, its bark is used for malaria. Ashwagandha, that is known as Withenia somnifera, its roots are used for strengthening the body. Amla, its fruit is very rich in vitamin C and iron. Okay, so these are few of the example of the plants and parts used for the different diseases. So next, coming to the biodiversity hotspots of India. So hotspot is a region which is a prime location for the existence of the rich biodiversity, but also faces a threat of destruction. Okay, so Norman Mayers gave the idea of the identifying the hotspots in the year 1988. So hotspot, it is a region which is a prime location for the existence of rich biodiversity, but also faces a threat of destruction. India originally belonged to the Gondwana, from where many Indian species originated. So Gondwana, here is the Gondwana. It was the supercontinent that existed from Jurassic period to the Triassic period. So now, at the present, 35 biodiversity hotspots were identified. Almost 2.4% of the Earth's surface is represented by these hotspots. India is rich in biological diversity. It is situated in Indomalaya ecozone and comprises of 2 out of 35 biodiversity of world. That is hotspots of the world. So there are 4 hotspots of India. They are Himalaya region, Indo-Burma and Sundaland, and Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. So there are 4 hotspots of India, that is Himalaya region, Indo-Burma region, as well as Sundaland and Western Ghats, as well as Sri Lanka. So the first one, that is Himalaya. So Himalaya, the region comprises of Bhutan, North India, and southern central parts of the eastern Nepal. So the region comprises of Bhutan, North India, and southern central and eastern Nepal. The Himalaya mountains are highest in the world. Mount Everest and K2 are highest peak of it. It comprises of more than 100 mountains beyond 7,200 meters. Almost 163 endangered species are present in this region. So it includes one horned rhinoceros, wild Asian water buffalo, 45 mammals, 50 birds, 12 amphibians, 17 reptiles, 3 invertebrates, and 36 plant species. Coming to the flora, so here you can see the one horned rhinoceros, wild Asian water buffalo, and these are the few animals present in that region. This is the Himalayan basil plant. Coming to the plants which are present in the Himalaya region, there are 10,000 species of plants in Himalaya. The largest family of flowering plants in the hotspot is Orchidaceae with 750 species, which represent the endemic species. Plant taxa like rhododendron, primula, and pedicularis are widely distributed in this hotspot. So here you can see the species diversity and endemism. So the plants, the total number of species of the plants are 10,000, among which 3,160 species of plants are endemic. Mammals, there are 300 species, among this 12 are endemic. Birds, 977 species are present, among that 15 species are endemic. Reptiles, 176 species are found, among that 48 species are endemic. Amphibians, 105 species are present, among this 42 are endemic. Freshwater fishes, 269 species are present, and 33 species are endemic to this region. The next one, that is India-Burma. So the region consists of numerous countries including northeastern India, Myanmar, and China, and the China Yunnan province's southern parts of Cambodia and Thailand. It is spread over the distance of 2 million square kilometers. Although this region is quite rich in biodiversity, 6 species of mammals have been discovered, including large altered mudjag and grey snacked dog, leaf deer, and sola. So here we can see the grey shacked dog and the large altered mudjag, and also the leaf deer. So here there is a famous in sagwan tissues cultivation. So this region is famous in sagwan tissue cultivation. So that is the teak wood. Coming to the flora, 13,500 vascular plants, of which 7,000 species are endemic. There are more than 1,000 species of Orchidaceae in the Thailand, and many tropical hardwood trees like Tictona grandis, that is teak tree. Okay, so the freshwater turtle species found in this region are however endemic. The birds like grey crowd, crocus, orange necked, and partridge are endangered to this region. And the species diversity and endemism, there are 13,500 species are present, among that 7,000 species are endemic. 433 species of mammals are found, among this 73 species are endemic. 1,266 of birds are present, among this 64 species are endemic. 522 species are of reptiles are present, among this 204 species are endemic, and 286 species of amphibians are found. Among this, 154 species are endemic, and freshwater fishes are present, that is about 1,262 species are present. Among this, 553 species of freshwater fishes are endemic. The third hotspot, that is Sundaland. So this region lies in Southeast Asia and includes Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia and Malaysia. These islands were declared as the World Biosphere Reservoir in 2013 by the United Nations. So this region are terrestrially islands and also have marine ecosystem including mangroves, sea grasses, that is the seabed, and the coral reefs. Species like dolphins, whales, turtles, crocodiles, and then fishes which compromise the marine biodiversity. So here in this hotspot, the plant that is known as the flower that is known as the Rafflesia, which belongs to this genus, it is having 16 species of this genus in this region. Okay, so the notable plant in this hotspot includes the genus of Rafflesia, which represents about the 16 species with very large flowers, and 2000 species of orchids are present, and then there are at least 117 endemic plants in these hotspots. Around 59 endemic species are present in Borneo, and 17 endemic species of the plants are present in Sumatra, and 41 species of endemic species are present in Malaya, that is the peninsular region. Commercial uses like rubber, oil, palms, and pulp productions are there for the most detrimental forces facing the biodiversity in the Sundaland hotspots. So this species diversity and endemism, there are 25,000 species of plants, among which 15,000 species are endemic. So you can see the number of species of mammals, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and freshwater fishes. Among these numbers of the species are endemic. The next one, that is Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. These hills are represented along with the peninsular India as they are situated near the oceans. They receive good amount of rainfall. Around 77% of amphibians and 62% of reptiles found here cannot be spotted in this world anywhere. Sri Lanka in South India is a country which is rich in these species too. It is connected to the India through the land bridge, which has a width of nearly 140 kilometers. 6,000 vascular plants belong to more than 2,500 genus. 3,000 plants out of this, some are endemic species. Species like cardamom, black pepper, all are belong to the originated to the Western Ghats. Okay, so the cardamom, black pepper are originated from the Western Ghats. The region is also home to 140 mammals, 267 reptiles, 178 amphibians, and then the vegetation in this region was originally spread over 1,90,000 square kilometers but has reduced to 43,000 square kilometers today. Only 1.5% of original forest is still present in the Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, the plant diversity and endemism is quite high, with the 3,210 flowering plants, of which 916 species and 18 genera are endemic to this region. The islands are very famous in the ferns plants and estimate about 350 species. So this is the species diversity and endemism. The plants the plants which are present in the Western Ghats and Sri Lanka are of 5,916. Among this, 3,049 are endemism, and then mammals are present in number, that is 140, and endemism is 18. birds 458 species are present, 35 numbers are endemism. Reptiles are present, that is 267 species are present. Among this 174 species are endemic. Amphibians are present. Among this 380 species of amphibians are endemism. Freshwater fishes 191 species are present. Among this 139 species are endemic. So these are the birds and animals found in this Western Ghats and Sri Lanka. Hope you guys understood. Thank you.